নমস্কাৰ ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ ষ্টাডি চাৰ্কললৈ আপোনালোক সকলোকে স্বাগতম জনাইছোঁ। আমি APSC Prelims2026 পেপাৰ 1খন আলোচনা কৰি শেষ কৰিলোঁ। আজি পেপাৰ 2খন আলোচনা কৰিবলৈ আগবাঢ়িছোঁ। The paradox of the modern internet is that while it connects us to the globe, it often creates a digital mirror rather than a window. Algorithms designed to maximize engagement feed us content that mirrors our existing beliefs, preferences, and biases. This creates an echo chamber where our worldviews are constantly reinforced but rarely challenged. Intellectual growth requires friction, the uncomfortable rub of a dissenting opinion, yet the digital landscape is being smoothed out to ensure user comfort. When we lose the ability to navigate disagreement, our collective communication skills atrophy, leaving us ill-equipped for the messy, uncurated realities of face-to-face debate. Question number 1. According to the author, why is friction essential for intellectual development? A. It makes the internet faster and more efficient. B. It reduces the amount of time spent on social media. C. It involves encountering opposing viewpoints that challenges our thinking. D. It helps users navigate the internet without feeling uncomfortable. এতিয়া ইয়াত ফ্ৰিকশ্যন ৱৰ্ডটো আছে এইটো লাইনত ৰিয়াৰলি চেলেঞ্জ ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেল গ্ৰ'থ ৰিকুৱাৰ্ছ ফ্ৰিকশ্যন দ্য আনকমফৰ্টেবল ৰাব অফ এ ডিচেণ্ডিং অপিনিয়ন। গতিকে ইয়াত এটো ভুল হ'ব আৰু বিটো ভুল হ'ব। ইয়াত চিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। ইট ইনভলভছ এনকাউণ্টাৰিং অপ'জিং ভিউ পইণ্টছ ডেট চেলেঞ্জ আৱাৰ থিংকিং। অপশ্যন চিটো কাৰেক্ট। Question number 2. What, according to the author, is the long-term effect of digital echo chamber? Improve global connectivity and understanding, a decrease in the ability to handle real-world disagreements, better technical skills for navigating complex social issues, increase comfort and happiness for all internet users. এটা echo chamber আমি এইটো লাইনত পাইছিলোঁ. This creates an echo chamber where our world views are constantly reinforced but rarely challenged. গতিকে ইয়াত অপশ্যন এটো ভুল হ'ব। ইম্প্ৰুভ গ্ল'বেল কানেক্টিভিটি এণ্ড আণ্ডাৰষ্টেণ্ডিং এইটো নহয়। এ ডিক্ৰিজ ইন দ্য এবিলিটি টু হেণ্ডেল ৰিয়েল ৱৰ্ল্ড ডিছএগ্ৰিমেণ্টছ এইটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। চি আৰু ডি ভুল হ'ব। গতিকে কাৰেক্ট এনচাৰ বি। ৰিড দ্য ফলোয়িং পেছেজ কেয়াৰফুলি এণ্ড এনচাৰ কুৱেশ্যনছ নাম্বাৰ 19 and 20. An ecological footprint is more than just a measurement. It is the mark we leave on the planet every day through our choices, what we eat, how we travel, and the waste we create. Currently, many people use natural resources faster than the earth can replenish them, a process that leads to deforestation, water scarcity, and rising greenhouse gas emissions. We do not merely inherit this planet from our ancestors, we are borrowing it from our children. Small changes like switching to reusable water bottles or walking instead of driving are not just nice ideas, they are necessary steps to ensure the earth remains habitable for future generations. What is the primary message regarding the ecological footprint? Question number 3. It is a permanent mark that cannot be reduced. It represents the collective impact of our daily consumption choices. It is only relevant to large industrial factories. It is a scientific term used only for measuring soil quality. ইয়াত শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি। বাকীকেইটা ভুল হ'ব ইয়াত। অপশ্যন বি ইজ কাৰেক্ট। Question number 4. Why does the author mention that we borrow the earth from our children? A. To suggest that the earth is a financial asset. এইটো নহয়। To explain why children should be in charge of environmental laws. এইটো নহয়। To highlight our displacement. এইটো নহয়। To emphasize our duty to preserve resources for future people. ইয়াত অপশ্যন ডিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। Read the following passages carefully and answer question number 5 and 6. The open plan office of Vertex Design was usually a hub of collaborative energy, but today the silence was heavy. Damodar, a senior architect, stood by the window staring at the printed blueprints of the new community center. Across the room sat Sima, a junior designer whose hands hovered tentatively over her keyboard. Earlier that morning, Damodar had discovered a critical measurement error in the structural supports, an error that originated from Sima's workstation. Instead of pulling her aside, Damodar had pointed it out during the all hands briefing, his voice booming with a mix of frustration and disbelief. "We are not here to play around with estimates, Sima. This could have cost us the contract." Sima had not defended herself. She had not mentioned that she had worked 48 hours straight to meet Damodar's last minute deadlines, nor that she had flagged the specific measurement for his review 3 days prior in an email he never opened. Now the team was divided. Some whispered about Sima's sloppy work, while others were visibly uncomfortable with Damodar's public outburst. By the afternoon, the project was at a standstill, but not because of the error, which was easily fixable, but because the bridge of trust between the leader and his team had collapsed. Question number 5. In terms of interpersonal communications, Damodar's behavior is best described as A. Assertive and transparent, B. Directly reactive and damaging to a junior psychological safety, C. Constructive and focused on excellence, D. Passive aggressive and indirect. ইয়াত কাৰেক্ট অপশ্যনটো হ'ব বি। 5ৰ বি অপশ্যনটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। Question number 6. What does bridge of trust metaphor imply? A. Damodar literally designed bridges as an architect. এটো নহয়. Communication is a physical structure that requires steel. এটো নহয়. Professional relationships require a stable foundation to function. A C টো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। Damodar and Sima are working on a bridge building project. এটো ভুল। গতিকে option C is correct. Read the following passages carefully and answer questions number 7 and 8. In his essay Politics and the English Language 1946, George Orwell writes, "If thought corrupts language, language can also corrupt thought. A bad usage can spread by tradition and imitation, even among people who should and do know better. The inflated style itself is a kind of euphemism. A mass of Latin words falls upon the fact like soft snow, blurring the outline and covering up all the details. The great enemy of clear language is insincerity. When there is a gap between one's real and one's declared aims, one turns as it were instinctively to long words and exhausted idioms like a cuttlefish spurting out ink." Question number 7. What is Orwell's primary argument regarding the relationship between language and thought? A. Language is a fixed tool that cannot be changed by human thought. B. Poorly used language can actually degrade a person's ability to think clearly. C. Latin words are superior for describing complex political facts. D. Traditional imitations is the best way to keep a language alive. ইয়াত অপশ্যন এটো ভুল হ'ব। অপশ্যন বি টো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। Poorly used language can actually degrade a person's ability to think clearly. C আৰু D ভুল। গতিকে 7ৰ অপশ্যন বি ইজ কাৰেক্ট। Question number 8. According to Orwell, why does a writer instinctively turn to long words and exhausted idioms? A. To prove they have a high level of education. B. To ensure the audience understands every detail. C. To mask their true intentions or lack of sincerity. D. To honor the traditions of classical literature. ইয়াত অপশ্যন C টো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। 8ৰ অপশ্যন C. Read the following passages carefully and answer questions numbers 9 and 10. Before we can develop a really effective program to prevent auto accidents, we will have to learn far more than now about why such accidents happen. The National Safety Council, while pointing out that most accidents result from a combination of causes and that few accidents are investigated carefully enough to determine exactly what their underlying causes were. Estimates that in about 80% of accidents, the most important single factor is the driver himself. Bad weather, poor road condition, and defects in cars to cause some accidents, but generally speaking, such circumstances appear to be a minor significance compared with the mental and physical condition of the driver, and recent researches indicates that the driver's physical condition is of less importance than his personality and his emotional state. Many, if not most, accidents this research suggests are the results of wayward impulses and motivations of faculty judgments and attitude of poorly controlled aggressiveness and competitiveness. Nearly two-thirds of the drivers involved in accidents were speeding, driving while under the influence of alcohol, disregarding stoplights or signs, or otherwise violating the law. According to the Safety Council, the pertinent question is why people drive so fast, drive after drinking, take risk in passing, or in general commit dangerous, careless, illegal, impulsive, or unfriendly acts when they get behind the wheel. Question number 9. The author's reference to the National Safety Council serves to A. Provides a historical account of accident prevention strategies. B. Presents statistical authority to support the argument regarding driver responsibility. C. Criticize the lack of proper investigation into accidents. D. Highlighting government inefficiency in traffic management. Yet option B, present statistical authority to support the argument regarding driver responsibility. B option is correct. The National Safety Council accident হোৱাৰ কাৰণবিলাক দৰ্শায়. Question number 10. The phrase wayward impulses refers to it is sudden, uncontrolled, and unpredictable urges. এইটো অপশ্যন শুদ্ধ হ'ব. Question number 11. What does the mind do according to the writer? A. Experience. B. Record. C. Receive. D. All of these. Here option D to শুদ্ধ হ'ব, all of these. Question number 12. What does the term geek lamps mean? Oil lamps, disco lights, old-fashioned terms for spectacles or eyeglasses, the lights used in carriages. Yet option C to শুদ্ধ হ'ব, old-fashioned terms for spectacles or eyeglasses. Question number 13. Choose the sentence with correct punctuation. A. Field visits are required in several courses such as sociology and geography. B. Field visits are required in several courses such as sociology and geography. C. Field visits are required in several courses such as sociology and geography. D. Field visits are required in several courses such as sociology and geography. ইয়াত অপশ্যন বি টো শুদ্ধ হ'ব কাৰণ কমাটো য'ত থাকিব লাগে তাত দিছে, কিন্তু এটোত কমা নিদিলেই আৰু চিটোত কমাটো আগতেই দি দিলে, ডিটোত আকৌ পিছত দিছে, এটোততো দিয়াই নাই, গতিকে ইয়াত অপশ্যন বি টো কাৰেক্ট. Question number 14. Identify the incorrect terms in the given sentence. The competing teams were amicable. A competing B teams C were D amicable. ইয়াত amicableটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব কাৰণ চেণ্টেন্সটোত amicableটো নাখাতে। কম্পিটিং টিমছ বুলি কওঁতে টিমছ বুলি ক'লে সাধাৰণতে খেলা ধূলাৰ কথা আহে, গতিকে ফ্ৰেণ্ডলি বা কৰ্ডিয়েল এই দুটা ৱৰ্ড হোৱা হ'লে শুদ্ধ হ'লহেঁতেন, কিন্তু এমিকেবলটো ইয়াত নাখাতে কাৰণে এমিকেবলটো ইয়াত ভুল হ'ব। এইটো ইনকাৰেক্টটো যিহেতু সুধিছে, গতিকে অপশ্যন ডিটো শুদ্ধ। Question number 15. Which of the following is an active act? Hearing, listening, sleeping, none of these. গতিকে অপশ্যন বিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব, লিচেনিংটো এটা এক্টিভ এক্ট। Question number 16. When a colleague brings personal problems to the meeting, you should A. refuse to discuss anything outside work, B. listen and try to be empathetic, C. get up and leave, D. complain to the boss. ইয়াত অপশ্যন বিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব, listen and try to be empathetic. Question number 17. Identify the mistakes in the given sentence. I sat outside in the shadow. A. outside, B. in, C. shadow, D. no error. ইয়াত চিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব, শ্বেড'টো আচলতে এই বাক্যটোত নাখাতে, এইটো শ্বেড হ'ব লাগিছিলে। I sat outside in the shade থকা হ'লে শুদ্ধ হ'লহেঁতেন, গতিকে অপশ্যন চিটো ইয়াত শুদ্ধ। Question number 18. All communication events have an source. ইয়াত এই অপশ্যনটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব, source. Question number 19. Letter, email and telephone are example of a channel. ইয়াত চেনেলটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব। Read the following passages carefully and answer questions number 20, 21 and 22. The term pesticide covers a wide range of compounds including insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, rodenticides, molluscicides, nematicides, plant growth regulators and others. Among these, organochlorine insecticides used successfully in controlling a number of diseases such as malaria and typhus were banned or restricted after the 1960s in most of the technologically advanced countries. The introduction of other synthetic insecticides, organophosphate insecticides in the 1960s, carbamides in the 1970s, and pyrethroids in 1980s, and in the introduction of herbicides and fungicides in the 1970s 80s contributed greatly to pest control and agricultural output. Ideally, a pesticide must be lethal to the targeted pest but not to non-target species including man. Unfortunately, this is not the case, so the controversy of use and abuse of pesticides has surfaced. The rampant use of this chemical under the adage, if little is good, a lot more will be better, has played a havoc with human and other life forms. Question number 20. Different kind of pesticides like insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, rodenticides, molluscicides, nematicides necessitate a extensive orientation to understand kinds of pests and unwanted elements. এটো হয় proper uses and handling of chemicals. এটো হয় knowledge of impact on agricultural output and non-targeted species. এটো হয় D. all of the above. গতিকে ইয়াত শুদ্ধ অপশ্যনটো হ'ব D. all of the above. গতিকে 20ৰ অপশ্যন D is correct. Question number 21. A synonym of the word rampant is, rampant মানে কি, rife, fort, bridled, limited. rampant মানে প্ৰচুৰ পৰিমাণে ইউজ কৰা, প্ৰচুৰ পৰিমাণে ব্যৱহাৰ কৰা, এইটো গতিকে rife হ'ব, rife synonym হ'ব rife. Question number 22. What does the adage if little is good a lot more will be better indicate? ইয়াত অপশ্যন চিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব, more uses will be more effective. Question number 23. Traffic lights are a form of verbal communication, non-verbal communication, olfactory communication, all of the above. ইয়াত অপশ্যন বিটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব, non-verbal communication. 23 option B is correct. Question number 24. The process of turning communications into thought is called encoding, decoding, speaking, all of the above. ইয়াত অপশ্যন বিটো শুদ্ধ, decoding হ'ব। Question number 25. What does the word কনডিচেণ্ডিং মিন, কনডিচেণ্ডিং মানে নিজকে চুপিৰিয়ৰ বুলি ভাবা। ইয়াত অপশ্যন এ টু বি লিটল চামৱান, এইটো শুদ্ধ হ'ব ইয়াত। প্ৰাউড অফ ওৱান চেল্ফ এইটো নহয়, এই লাই ফলছ হ'ব, এইকেইটাও নহয়। গতিকে 25ৰ অপশ্যন এ ইজ কাৰেক্ট। আজিৰ ভিডিঅ'টো ইয়াতে সামৰণি মাৰিছোঁ। পৰৱৰ্তী ভিডিঅ'ত পিছৰ প্ৰশ্নখিনি আলোচনা কৰিম, আৰু তেতিয়ালৈকে ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ ষ্টাডি চাৰ্কুলক লাইক, কমেণ্ট আৰু ছাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিবলৈ নাপাহৰিব। ধন্যবাদ।